Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy. Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from May 11th through the 17th. Hello, we're almost halfway done with May. What the actual fuck? I am like kind of gobsmacked at it, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, this is okay. I'm okay. Like, I feel like the year's half over, and I'm like, what did I do? Besides process a ton of shit. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like we've been on this intense like therapy healing journey since
my God.
January. And if everything that could possibly trigger us, it's going to happen, and it happened. And so now we're fielding it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, they didn't say this was trial by fire this year. I mean, but it feels like
wasn't
it is.
ready. My armor wasn't on. As a matter of fact, I took my armor off because it was causing problems. And now, yikes.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what too, though? I think, and I get it why. It's really energetically, astrologically, all the things. We're being asked to like deal with our shit because we're being asked to, we're going to have to step up. We're going to have to be in our optimal self. We always are, but I mean a more healed version of ourselves, because the work for us is coming. Like the sense of our missions, our purposes, whatever we're doing it, but it's going to come on a deeper level in the near future. And I think that part of this is just the readiment of, okay, we have a last few things we need to clean up in order for you to be at a state where you can handle the increased amount of things that you're doing that's related to your purpose, and to like give yourself the, permission to enjoy life. Because that's the thing, right? We can protest, we can do all the things that we can do against the things that we don't like in this world, but here's the real protest: is living our lives with joy and with happiness despite everything else. Doesn't mean we're happy with things. It doesn't mean we're giving everything a free pass. It just means that despite the bullshit that they want us to feel, we are still connected to our joy, our purpose, and our heart. That is how we win. That is how we win. Because if you're not, then you're in a place where you're easily manipulated, you're easily swayed, you're easily defeated.
Yeah.
No matter how much you protest it, if you're not in your heart, and if you don't take time to spend time there, like in the light, the shadow is all consuming. It will always consume you no matter what.
Yeah, there's always going to be bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Like the idea that there's not going to ever be like that bliss, you can create a life free from anything that is upsetting is like, good luck, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Yes. Yeah. So
you have to be able to deal with the fact that like I'm centered around whatever.
Yeah.
Everything going around me does not get in me.
Yeah. 1000%. What are the mermaids going to tell us today, this week?
Kind of along that vein.
Oh,
it's about gratitude.
Ah.
Which everybody talks about all the time, right? But what is gratitude? I as soon as I looked at the card, I thought of just, dumb, what I call dumb, which is not dumb, but, just like some of the things that I was taught, in school or whatever, are just like, okay, have them do gratitude exercises. And the gratitude exercises are things like when you get up in the morning, say, I'm so glad I'm alive. Right? Like, and you can't say that to most people because they're like, I'm not going to do that because I'm not glad I'm alive. I mean, like, I am waking up pissed. So that is going to piss me off even more. Right? And, as soon as you put your feet on the ground, and like, I get that because a lot of people can get there and you do get there, but that's not the way that everybody you can't just jump right to there. Right? So when I looked at this card, I thought about like subtle gratitudes and how that builds, right? And that that's the best thing for us to do right now, because it does feel like if you're looking around, you might see a lot of things not to be grateful for because they're terrible or they're not the way that you want them, whether it's your personal life or our, world culture. We can absolutely wreck every single day of our lives if we decide to do that. but there are always things that we can sit in and like contemplate the goodness of it, right? And so people don't like the word gratitude because they feel like it's like I have to have intense love for something, and you
Yeah.
don't. Like that's not it. You just have to be like, oh, this is a thing that could be different, and I'm glad that it's not different. It can be something like that, right? Like sometimes people do it, you know, in desperation, where you have to go, well, I hate my fucking job, but I've had a worse job before and I hated that one more. So I guess today I'm glad I don't work that job.
Yeah.
That is an act of gratitude, right? But it's not, I love my job, because you can't reach that if you don't love your stupid job, right? Like you're not going to be able to say that. It will be a big fat lie. But you have to be able to say, like, oh man, you know, having this to provide for me in this moment is better than not having it. And so I guess that's where I'm going to land on today. And that is also gratitude. So that's what I feel like the card came to say, is like these big, like grandiose gratitude moments are hard to find right now. And I get it. But the little tiny ones, I mean, when I make a really good cup of coffee, I fucking sit with that cup of coffee. I'm like, you are giving me life right now.
Yep.
Right. And I could just drink the coffee and focus on something else that, you know, I have to do or whatever, but I don't, because I understand that that little ball of light that I'm allowing to be in there is going to be a ball of light. And if I collect a whole bunch of them, I'll probably have a decent day.
Yeah.
Right. And they might all be little ones like that. Right.
Yeah.
When I spray myself in between clients, I love, oh my God, this root spray that my friend Katrina made. Like, I like wish I could eat it. Like, it's so good. And I sit in it and I breathe it in and I'm like, oh God, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Katrina
me.
hit me up.
Yeah, I know. I don't think she ships, which is so upsetting, because I got it
Damn it.
before I left Myrtle Beach and I'm like, you just let me know, girl, because I don't know what's in it. Like, I can't make it myself. I just buy it from her. So,
Right.
but it's so,
Yeah.
that's a moment, right? And so again, it's another little ball of light that I take and I add to the other ones. And so even on a day where I might have some things that don't go right, I've had moments that did.
Yeah.
And so it will sometimes balance out a lot better if I allow myself those little moments. The sun, when I walk outside and I feel the ray of sun, like I will feel the warmth on my skin. And I'm like, that feels cool,
Yeah.
right? That's an act of gratitude. And so I really feel like this card really came out to shift our ideas of what gratitude is, because right now it's very hard to be like, I love my life,
Yeah.
unless you're, yeah, I mean, I love my life, but you know, like on days where it's hard, I have to reach for something different. You know, I have to, when I'm in my trauma space, I have to be like, okay, this is not ideal for what I have going on right now. What can I balance this out with, though? Because I do have other stuff going on, right? And sometimes I am just saying, like, you're really lucky that you get to wake up without the alarm. That's
I know.
amazing, right? Like, and I sit in it and I'm like, that's amazing. And it
Yeah.
makes me feel good, right? And so, like, if we can do a little bit more of that, all of us, I think we can balance us out. I'm not trying to say that we're all going to be skipping around, but we need some sort of balance, and the Libra is here
I,
and understanding,
helping us find that balance.
helping me
Um,
find this balance.
so one of the things that, as you were saying about gratitude, I think is important to remember, you know, I struggle with gratitude a lot. And something happened, I don't know, when right after I moved here or just before, or it was a product of moving here. So one of the things that I had really wanted to do is just begin to not spend so much money with takeout, with eating out, because I was famous for that in Vancouver, because I had no bandwidth or energy to cook for myself. And I recognize that. Um, and so what I did was, when I got here and I kind of started, like, it was rocky, but consistently cooking for myself and making me a meal, like, I would just sit there and go, thank you for cooking me a meal. Like,
Mhm.
there is this sense of, like, there's a part of me that was just grateful that, because when you cook something, there's nourishment in it. There's a sense of nourishment. There's a sense of feeding. And I'm a feeder, man. I love people through food, and but I never like thought about that in for myself, because I
Mhm.
would bake or cook for other people, and that is my love language sometimes. But I would never think about it for myself. And
Mhm.
so, and it seemed silly at first. It seemed weird at first, because I'm like, I'm talking to myself, but it just got to that point where I kind of began to embody that sense of gratitude, because I was grateful, but the energy of it kind of didn't show up. And so the more that, and I don't do it every time, because I eat 3 times a day, and I'm not like, thanks.
Yeah. You
Is
could.
yeah,
You
I
could if
know,
you wanted to.
absolutely.
Wouldn't
But
be
it was
weird.
like it was that those moments when I allowed myself the pause, because half the time, like, I eat breakfast at my desk starting work. And so, but like you said about the coffee or the tea, or just having that moment and just pausing for a second and just being like, oh my God, this is the best fucking cup of tea I've made in so long. And being
Mhm.
so grateful.
Mhm.
It's just, it matters, because even when you practice, because it's like practice, it's not like a state you arrive at. You
Right.
practice it and you
Mhm.
understand it. The
Mhm.
emotions and the energy will come with it.
Yeah.
And I was grateful I cooked for myself, but I didn't know how to embody that yet. And but knowing that I was helped me be open for the embodiment of gratitude. That's how it works. And it's not that, people are like, oh, I'm just grateful. You're grateful, but with a sense of, are you grateful because you're doing it because somebody told you, or are you doing it because
You feel it.
you're thankful? You're thankful that you take care of yourself. Or like, we were just talking about, I'm creating this body course, and we were just talking about, like, I used to sit and just pause and be grateful for, like, my feet and my ankles, because
Yeah.
they carry me and the extra weight around, and they do the things. And I didn't start out with the body positivity because I hated it. I think it
Yeah.
was the problem of all my suffering. It was the problem of it.
Yeah.
But I realized, I stepped into the idea of, what is my body experience being my body? And so, and the gratitude of it helped. It began to turn the Titanic for me in a way that was like, oh, oh, and it gave me so much, like, direction in the right direction of understanding and becoming into relationship with my body. So, um, sorry, my cat is freaking out. Um, I'm like, what is she doing? But yeah, so anyways, gratitude is a practice, and I just
Yeah.
think it's important to just practice. Try it. Try it. What is one
Yeah.
thing that makes your day good, that gives you a good feeling that you've done for you?
Yeah, and it's little stuff. Like it does again, like I feel like sometimes people get way hung up on it. And as you were
Yeah.
talking, I was thinking about how earlier when we were chatting and I was eating my blueberries and I was like, I freaking love these blueberries. Right? Like that was me having gratitude for the blueberries, right? But
Yeah.
I wasn't thanking the blueberries. I wasn't going, "You're thank you blueberries," or thanking myself for eating the blueberries. I was just appreciating them, right? Like I
Yeah.
was like, "Ooh, that one was sweet. Ooh, that one was a little bit more sour. I love these blueberries," right? Like I was in like that is a gratitude feeling, right? Like it's the feeling that we're trying to get at, not the words. And I think that that's what's people are getting hung up on the words, right?
Yeah.
Like of saying, "Oh, I'm so thankful." Like I didn't have to say I was so thankful with those words to so weird. Blueberries. I'm like on a, whatever.
No, I
I didn't
get
have
it.
to say thank you to the blueberries. I was just eating them and appreciating them and loving them and being in those moments and those little balls of light. Every time I was eating them, I would just be like, "Ooh, that was a good one." Or like that one was a little bit mushy, but it still tasted good, right? And I'm carrying on a conversation as this is happening, you know, because it's so natural for me to do it now. I've worked so hard to be in those moments of being thankful and appreciative and in enjoyment and so all of those words go under the gratitude umbrella, right? Like of being appreciative and enjoying something and being in the moment and allowing yourself to be like thankful that that thing is even there
Yeah.
sometimes.
And it's the embodiment of the awe and the recognition of what
Yeah.
that thing or being or whatever it is, and to recognize the light in it, right? It's kind of that way.
Mm,
Um, you said something.
mm.
Shit.
Was it blueberries? Because I said that 100 times.
God, it just like walked away. I was like, there's something, and it just walked away. It'll come back. It'll come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. Thank you. Gave me a second. Just because you're grateful for things doesn't mean that you can't feel shitty about other things.
Oh yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
people use gratitude as a way to like do that whole spiritual bypass bullshit. If it's okay to have gratitude, even if you're like fucking pissed at something else, because that was me yesterday. And today I'm like, I'm grateful. That still sucks. And I'm still kind of irritated about it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm still grateful for, my dough this morning. I made sourdough pancakes and I was so excited. And I'm so thankful for my pancakes. But yet I talk to me about my doctors and I'll get a little spicy. It doesn't,
Yeah.
being grateful and having gratitude doesn't mean you don't experience hardship, and it doesn't take away from the validity of your hardship. So please
Yeah.
know that when we say gratitude, we're meaning in a way that connects you to something other than what you may be troubled with or experience or suffering with. It's not taking it away, and it's not telling you can't suffer. Not that anybody needs permission to not suffer, but it's valid suffering, and it's valid to feel that way, even though you're grateful for your coffee in the morning. So
Yeah.
just understand there's a difference between some of the things, and it makes the things that we have to work on and things that we go through a little easier when we can access these pockets of light in a day. And that's what gratitude does for us. It's not a sense of us like kind of in that sense of I like being that sense of, oh, thank you, like that worshiping sense of
So
gratefulness.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because as I was eating the blueberries, we were definitely processing my trauma. So
yeah.
it was not my favorite, like, psychological moment, but I was
So
in a
yeah.
gratitude balancing of being like, man, this sucks, but these blueberries are amazing.
Yeah. It's just about finding a little bit more balance and finding those pockets of joy and pockets of light, or just
So
pockets of
important.
just,
Mhm.
I love my coffee today, or my tea, or man, I made good breakfast today. Like, just those moments give us just a little bit more energy and vitality to cope with the other stuff we're coping with. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent point, because I think that's true. People are like, gratitude means that everything's good. Like, nope, it
Yeah.
just means that one thing is
Oh,
all right now.
yep.
Everything else can be on fire. And
Yep.
it's about that balancing and collecting, like
Yeah.
collecting the little balls of light.
Yeah.
That's all I don't know what's with me and balls of light and little
Nope.
stars of light today, but it's happening.
It's all good. Perfect. Perfect.
Anyway, what are we surrendering today, or surrendering
Oh
to
my.
today?
So we are surrendering to silence.
Oh, are we? I'm not.
Yes. Apparently we're not today because we've been talking since 10:30, but okay. Um, in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So right now, Mercury has gone into Taurus. It is truly about rest, pause. It's about taking that sense of like inner solitude, because I just feel June is a big month for all of us, but it's stepping into solitude in certain areas of your life. And based on your houses and your rising sign, that's where it will be. And, for me, it's about just the internal spaces, my spaces, like within myself, within my home. It's about that sense of, when we're silent, when we're in silence or we're in quiet, what happens is we give ourselves time to catch up with ourselves. We're opening the door to something that is like the peace that we seek. We seek peace, but we don't ever stop for peace. And we don't ever allow it to come in because we're on this schedule of do, do, do. And I am famous for it. And I will struggle with it. I will. And that's fine. It'll come easier, and it is becoming easier. But lately, I've been finding the quiet to be more inviting and more grounding, and definitely more soothing to me than the chaos that I want to live in sometimes. And I go through weekends and periods of time where I don't even want the TV on. I don't even want like my frequency music on. I don't even
Mhm.
want anything on. I want it quiet because it feels good to me. My nervous system, my energetic my energy bodies are just all ruffled, and to add something to it feels like it's like, oh my God, like I feel like it's some on my back and I can't get it off. And it's silence is sometimes very soothing for me, and it never was like that. I avoided all moments of silence I could possibly avoid, and I would never, especially when I was alone, because God forbid I allow my thoughts to enter the chat, because then we're in trouble, because God only knows what will happen after that. So, the silence, I think, is a lot about giving us permission to stop and to give ourselves that sense of neutrality, of the space of just nothingness, and that feels threatening to us. But when we're really self-judgmental, the silence is helpful sometimes. When we're struggling with some internal things, or we're healing, especially doing parts work, man, it's all internal. Like, internal family systems is it. It's like having an internal family that is inside you, and you're trying to, like, herd kittens and like make everybody play nice, and you're trying to take care of them, and it's really hard sometimes. And so when I get a chance to be quiet without the cacophony of the parts that are all the feelings and the thoughts and it's like, oh, it's like bliss to me because it just means I get a break for a minute to just be and just exist, to be clear-headed, and to look at things from a space of just neutrality versus this constant sense of moving and doing and working and whatever else I'm trying to do. But yeah, silence is very healing.
Yeah, I hate it.
I know. I know. I used to
I'm
too.
like, this all sounds fantastic, but no.
Yeah.
I'm in a big non-silence place because I don't like it. And I'm also, I mean, I know that this is all 100% what I need to hear right now. I'm feeling very spiritually attacked by the universe because I'm actually being forced into silence and communicating with somebody that I do not want to have silence with. And I'm like, in awareness cognitively that this is a good idea, but I am emotionally not okay with it. And so the silence, even when I'm sitting in my own silence, is an emotional situation for me. And so as it is, though, that's because I need to learn how to do that. I need to learn how to be okay in that. And so it's a double-edged sword, right? Like when you recognize these things are an issue, it's like, yeah, that hurts, but also, do you want it to keep hurting you, or do you want to move through it so that it doesn't hurt you anymore? So yeah, silence, allowing yourself to get the skill to be able to work through things, or to get the skill to be able to self-soothe.
Yeah. And to be available. I mean, because sometimes when I know when I'm working with parts, a lot of times I find that one is overpowering another, one is louder than another, one is like, I have an angry teenager that is really loud. And, and when that happens, there's so much dysregulation. And, and then there's other parts that try to shut it down, or it tries to shut down the part that wants to work and do things and get it done. And, and so there's different conflicting parts of me that are just like, whatever. But when I'm silent and kind of take that pause, like I can have space to hear what they have to say. And so it's like kind of energetically allowing yourself to arrive in a space to say, okay, from a neutral, calm space, what can I help you with? What are you experiencing? You don't want me to like lay around and do nothing. What is it that you're frustrated with? Like, I can hear myself in a sense better and understanding what those parts need. So yeah. Practice of silence this week, friends. Our money card this week.
Yes.
I lovingly move past my limitations on my personal wealth. Amen. Because yep. It's, and I've been watching a webinar with Kate Northrup. I think her name is. I think it's Kate. Kate. She talks about it's good with money, and her approach has nothing to do with budgeting and nothing to do with money and as far as its physical sense. And it has everything to do with our nervous system, and it has everything to do with like how dysregulated a relationship we have with money, and how our dysregulation in our nervous system causes us to like, we want money, but yet our nervous system doesn't feel safe with money because of whatever reason. We were told we weren't good with it. We haven't had it. It's threatening. We see people that have it as bad and choose something. And it's really been awe-inspiring because she does attack it. She does come at it from the space of your nervous system and how your body is processing money and how it's connected to it. So
Our nervous system is the base of everything.
yeah. And it's amazing because I think too is that, in working and creating this body course is like, it's like 75% nervous system in your relationship with things versus the actuality of things. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
Yes. So, friends, we hope you have a good week. We're midway through May. Oh, friends, just keep going. We got you. If you need us, you know where to find us. We will talk to you next week.
Yeah, love you. Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.